Merry Christmas! We're back with another episode of, we don't have a name for these, but Nissan, I'm not supposed to look at this yet, Nissan part inventory review thing. I don't know, we don't have a name for it. We're just, every month we're gonna check in with you guys and pick some parts that we added to the website, some OEM Nissan stuff, and yeah, we'll go over it. Well, actually Malcolm picks the parts, and then he just puts them in a pile, and then he hands one to me, and then I gotta figure it out. So let me just dig into my pile here and pick the first one. So it's some kind of a seal. Now I guess part of this is I'm supposed to guess what this is. So I don't recognize this. So that means it's probably, but I know we were working on transmissions last week, so this is probably the front cover input seal on the SR20 transmissions. Definitely a good part to get if you plan on doing a bell housing swap or anything like that. You can check that in our last video. You're gonna need to change this seal. You don't have to change it, but if you do the whole bell housing swap and you put everything back together and then it's pissing fluid out, that's gonna be a bad time. So you might as well just replace this. It can't be that expensive. So that's the first one. Like I said, KA and SR transmissions, they're pretty much the same transmission, just the bell housing is different. Next part. Oh, okay. These are the shift. Did you put this on the website yet? No. That is the shifter bushing. It goes on the bottom of the shift knob or the shifter assembly, and that is what contacts the, I don't even know what you call that thing. We're not a trans shop. I don't know what you call that arm, but that's basically the shifter. This goes on the bottom of the shifter, and then that contacts the arm that controls what gear you're in. So this is a pretty important piece right here. I think it's nylon or some type of plastic, but these wear out pretty easily. So if you're ever doing anything with your shifter or you're changing the fluid and you're one of those people that's gonna pour it in from the top of the shifter housing, you should probably get one of these and just change it out, because after this many years, it's definitely worn. So replacing it with a new one would be a good idea. These are on our website now too, so. Same thing, KA and SR transmissions, same piece. Okay. All right, this piece we ordered for Chris Nazaro of Front Street, and then he told me to go screw myself. He doesn't need it anymore. So thanks, Chris. It is now on our website. It's the power steering pump tensioner. I mean, if you've worked on 240s, you know exactly what this is, because it's probably broken on you before. This is part of the tensioner assembly for the power steering pumps. I'm assuming it would be the same for KA and SR since the pumps are the same, but I might be wrong on that. If I am wrong on that, it fits an SR. Check it on our website. I have a feeling we're not going to sell many of these because these are not the ones that break often. It's usually the alternators that break often. But hey, we have it. Just another thing we're stocking here. Oh, so this is basically just a transmission episode. Shifter housing gasket. So again, if you're doing a bell housing job, if you're doing, well actually, that's not even, you don't even need to be doing a bell housing job to need this, because this gasket leaks all the time. It's either this or the output seal on a KA and a SR trans that's leaking. So this is just a good one to have. Even if you're not doing the job soon, you should probably just stock one of these in your pile of parts, because every time you take the trans out, which as drifters, the trans ends up coming out pretty often for whatever reason. This is just a good thing to have. That way you can change it when you have the trans out, and you can stop one potential leak. But yeah, these are in stock. I don't think they're that expensive, but good to have. Another transmission gasket. This is the front cover gasket for KA or SR transmissions. This will fit either one, and you will need this when you do a bell housing swap. Oh yeah, look at this. We'll use Young Dave's toolbox. Okay, so the shifter bushing that we showed you guys. Shifter, KASR, goes right here. And that's definitely a wear item. Housing gasket, shifter housing gasket, at least that's what I call it, goes right here. As you can see, it was leaking at some point, probably in the front. Also, this boot right here leaks a lot. So if we don't have that, I think, oh, we do have that on the website. Yeah, so we have that boot as well, the shifter boot that goes right here. That's a good thing to buy with this if you want to try to prevent all those leaks. And the output seal too. So just a little pro tip. This one, this gasket goes right here, and the cover's off already, so you can get a good idea. Where's the cover? Oh. So this gasket goes right here, behind that. And the input seal goes right here. So these are all good things to do if you're doing a bell housing swap. You know what, we showed pretty much everything. Let's see if we can find where this goes. Right here, power steering pump goes right here. So that is for the power steering setup. So these don't break as often as the alternator ones, but I know the alternator ones are discontinued from Nissan. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next month with another Nissan part overview.